robots? Just one.
There's one thing.
There's a thing for robots?
You know, honestly, if you really wanted to push for Excel and you told me how you're boosting your capacity, I'll totally let that slide.
Just attach it to one of your fans. It's fine.
It's like overclocking.
There you go.
Well, next level he gets to build a Wii robot. Can stick it in the Wii robot. See what happens.
It just explodes.
XL is just a really, really cold fan, so you can just boost up your overclocking.
Yeah.
So I would like to motion that. Oh wait, never mind. We already have it.
Pardonnez-moi.
Whoa, watch your language.
What were you petitioning?
A dick doll being in the store, but it's already there.
Yeah, we tried to pick a good variety. I mean, there's some cheap stuff, there's some super expensive, and then there's some God get me off this drug stuff, because I'm hoping it'll be a problem.
Well, we'll see.
Alright, well, temporarily it looks like the bot is showing up on the overlay over 1218, but I assure you, it's coming from Anders, not 1218.
What?
But maybe some residual from fixing the Pip-Boy has got stuck on 1218. So, Anders, your Pip-Boy sometimes works. It seems to work more often when you're closer to 1218, I guess.
That's
Weird.
uncomfortable.
I'm sure 1218 feels similarly. But here's hoping it stays in, because it's gotten awfully quiet out there. You're kind of tired
And
of
I
hearing
did
about the
put
weather.
1218's rinky-dink backstory in the sheet.
Cool. Oh,
1218 is an but my brain just like bounces off that concept, like calling a person an it. But I know I say he, but I mean it.
Oh, good lord, yeah, Akron, spending money.
Spending survival points.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, like, the sound actually worked like it was supposed to, which is exciting.
It's
Because it's the Fallout sound. But we're adding a editable document to Roll20 for you guys, so anytime anything is purchased from the store, you all will have the ability to add and take away from it, so if you're ever in a tight spot and you're like, shit, what do I have? You can look and see what's in your goodie bag, your shared goodie bag. And this is purchasable by you guys, this is purchasable by anybody that might be watching. We have some of our people that like to creep on our games that haven't been watching yet, so once Casey's back, I'm sure he'll be purchasing stuff and all that jazz. What's up?
Stim packs. Substituted for the repair kits for 1218.
That's the reboot option, so that's basically...
I do not see Reboot in the stream store.
That's weird. I thought I added
Let
it
me
in there.
refresh the page.
You reboot through stream.
That's why I was like, there's nothing for robots. I don't see anything for robots.
Maybe I didn't turn it on. I thought I turned everything on.
Yeah, I'm seeing Stim packs, Excel, a Dick Doll, Jet, and Mentats.
Yep.
Weird.
So, for each game that we stream, do you have to turn on and off different things in the store, or is it set per game?
I wish it had a set per game thing. No, it's me going in and messing with it. But I do have like a written profile for every game if people want to turn stuff on and off. So if we find that something's not working or whatever, I can remove it.
Wasn't there a Stim pack edition in one of the Fallout games?
I That sounds terrible.
or someone
Oh,
who was
God.
That
addicted.
sounds
Of all the
amazing.
things to become
Yeah.
addicted to. Oh.
Yeah, no, seriously, that was actually a thing in one of the Fallout games. I just can't remember if it was a player thing or if there was an NPC that was addicted to stim packs.
Jesus. It was. I don't think it was 3 New Vegas or 4 because I played lots of those. I don't think it ever really happened to. I don't think.
Well, that could be our what viewer trivia. Those who are not in the game, if y'all can figure that one out, throw it down there. I'll throw out 500 silver. It'll be a party.
All right. Did that work? You should hopefully see the reboot on there now.
Give me just a moment.
Still refreshing.
Yes, I see Reboot.
It's like a cattle prod.
I'm sure it feels great though.
I'm logged in.
Sorry guys, we're just trying to adjust the Discord overlay and then we'll be right in. You feel free to keep purchasing stuff.
I got everything I want.
Given the situation, I had to make a hard choice when I created Utopia. Do we invite weak, greedy humans who would just die anyway? Or cute, lovable
So, who hasn't done recap yet?
for us and ask nothing in return?
Bishop hasn't. I will gladly.
With the centaurs. And there you have it, Utopia.
All right, 1 second.
You play with a huggable, lovable centaur. Remember that best friend Tabitha made it all possible.
All right, so from this point forward, do you guys all see the editable Roll20 document for you?
I do. Named store gear.
Yes.
All right, cool. So if you guys want to add the things that you just purchased, we got a Mentats, 2 stim packs, and 3 reboots. Ooh. And yeah, Bishop, I'm sure we would love to hear the recap in your soothing, calming voice as we break things over here.
It's okay, I do that all the time.
Breaking things is so.
Okay. That list is now updated. So yeah. Last week in the Burning Winds, we traveled for quite a while. And as we started getting closer to another city, there was a blockade. And apparently some bandits that were set up to be a measure against us by the sounds of it. We shot them a lot. One of the poor fellas got disarmed, quite literally. And we now have an Anders with an arm and a baseball bat. And everybody was a bit of a badass. And Bishop came within an inch of his life. Multiple times. And during the short rest, he cauterized some of his wounds. Wasn't very pleasant. But also, importantly, during the short rest, 1218 went over to Anders and tinkered with his Pit-Boy for a little bit. And it seems like his radio function is now working. So, that's interesting. Doesn't appear to be very stable, but it's working.
Seems like that on-off button gets a little sticky sometimes.
Yes. So, I do believe today we are going to continue pushing forward and take down the electric wolves.
Whoa. We're looking to get info on the electric wolves.
Maybe a little disagreement on to what the actual goal is.
I'd love to take them out, don't get me wrong. But From everything we've heard, they would wipe us out.
Or maybe they just have a bunch of bats.
Slim chance.
Yeah, especially with how many zip guns they had.
Yeah.
Yup. I am going to go fix
Alright.
my character sheet and start taking note of the loot.
Yeah, so you guys should all see hopefully, the Raider Roadside Loot document. So that has all the stuff you guys got. Thank you for the recap, Bishop. Yeah, you guys, you walked a little bit. You got a weird kind of vibe when you guys were trying to take that rest, and sure enough, later on down the line, a very shoddy-looking barricade was set up. It looks like horribly, hastily nailed together planks of wood, maybe a table turned upside down, and you had a altercation with a few people. They really didn't make stealthiness their strong point here. By shooting their guns in the air, they kind of gave away what they were here for. But you guys ended up finishing them out eventually. Anders got a cool new toy, and you all picked up a few other things. Some crappy guns, a couple repeaters, a number of ammo rounds. You got some water, pork and beans, and I imagine, Bishop, you probably would have been pretty excited to see the sensor module, knowing that they didn't exactly build the best little device. Kind of let you down a little bit when you tried throwing it back at them. But maybe this is the start of a better one.
It was more of a pop and less of a bang. Bishop wasn't happy.
It's like the firecrackers they give little kids instead of something good that goes boom.
Yeah.
Well, 1218 would take the broken stuff and maybe try to fix the repeaters and whatnot at a later time.
Bishop would very definitely be assisting with that. Guns are kind of his thing, along with explosives.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys seeing how things work? I mean, 1218, you already did that with Anders' arm at some point, and the thing finally kicked to life now. Luckily, it wasn't kicked to life while you were trying to stealth around. You guys explore that tent up there, and you notice some drugs, too, for the first time that you've seen in this area, anyway.
Yes.
Got a lot of empty drug wrappers, but 2 actual usable containers, I guess? Inhalers of what you know to be jet.
Weapons, armor... Sorry.
You guys, I assume, yeah, we looted the raider bodies too. So on Mr. Baseball Bat, who you presume to be the leader, I don't know, they all seem kind of haphazardly not in charge. When looting his body, you find a note, scribbled piece of paper that says, "Hold this point or you'll meet Maker again, Regan." And if you'll recall, that was a name that you heard one of them say before, although it was probably as they were shooting guns in the air, so it was pretty hard to tell which one of them it was.
I'm more interested in the word "again" on that note.
Yeah, so hold this point or you'll meet Maker again. Again sounds interesting.
That's just damned unsettling.
So as you guys are kind of filtering through the bodies and picking up what loot you can and turning things into scraps, feel free to change some of the loot if you decide not to carry the big suits of armor and whatnot. You can combine them kind of and piece them together into piles of usable materials, as per the notes. And we will have information dealing with crafting, because I know some people want to manage inventory, but some people don't, and I want crafting to be a huge thing, so we'll talk about that later. But for now, consider it usable items. But in the effort to keep on moving, because it is mid-morning now, I'd imagine about 9 a.m., you guys are wanting to kind of keep going or find out what's going on, because that person that kind of ran away did shoot a flare off. You're not sure if anybody saw it in the daylight, but they were able to get further away than you would like to shoot it off. Can I get a perception check? Let's do a group perception check as you guys are filtering around this area.
Yeah. Perception.
All right. Yeah, you guys, I mean, there was just a scuffle here, people running around, but with that collective roll, you guys notice there's footprints everywhere, there's dust kicked up everywhere, but you're also noticing some kind of like wheels marks or something nearby. They seem to follow most of the road north, though, as far as you can tell. Do you guys want to keep going forward?
Like, were they relatively recent compared to the footsteps?
Yeah, I mean, the winds around here seem to have blown over a lot of stuff, but yeah, you can definitely tell that they're marks. They look about similar to the footprints.
Are they like tire marks or like wheelbarrow marks? Or like wagon? Like what kind of wheels we talking about here?
It looks pretty thin. If they are some kind of like vehicle marks, you would guess that it would have to be like a dirt bike maybe, but there's two sets. So it's either dirt bikes riding side by side or some kind of cart or something.
Yeah, far more likely to be a cart with raiders. All right.
Now, question about the loot.
Yeah.
The Hacking for Dummies is specifically a book. Same effects as a book in Fallout, or are we doing magazine rules?
It's just like a magazine.
Okay. Because there were skill books.
Yeah, sorry, we were supposed to write in what that did, and we didn't do that. Hold on.
That's okay. That's why I'm asking for clarification.
We took a short rest, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
you guys rested for an hour. So all this...
I know I took damage, but I didn't tick down my dice.
All this loot and piecing stuff together, I would imagine, took place during that hour.
How do we want to split ammo? 38 rounds. 5 of us. We each get 7 rounds, and then there's 2 spare. For whoever shot the most.
I think I can take a few fewer rounds right now as I start testing out the bat and seeing how well it swings.
Yeah, are you testing it out with one hand or 2 hands?
Oh, 2 hands.
2 hands.
2 hands on this bad boy.
You wanna give it a test swing against the barricades?
No.
Oh, do I? Clang!
You destroy the boards, they all break apart, and a bunch of nails go flying. It looks like that was almost a more effective bomb than the thing that Bishop threw.
I don't like this thing.
Nails went flying, you say?
Nails went flying, yes.
Can we harvest those nails to attach to the bat?
I would expect nothing less from 1218.
Harvesting, fail harvesting.
Those are
while there's
parts.
time.
I hope your digits make squeaky sounds as you get all excited when you get to moments like that.
Your benevolent overlords, who are most certainly not crazy. We'll be back after
So who wants want for them? Because if we're going into combat, it'll be good to get this situated.
I still got a pack full of rounds. You guys can split it amongst yourselves.
Well, who has the least amount of rounds? They should get.
I have 24.
I've got 23.
I have 56.
Okay.
I have like 80 something. You guys take
Okay.
them.
All right.
All right.
What about
What did I have?
Liam?
89.
Yeah, just double checking. Liam, you're here, right? I don't think I've heard you in a while.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
How much ammo you got?
Oh, I hardly fire this thing. Just 45 rounds.
All right.
Yep.
Split it evenly between the two of us.
I suppose.
19 and 19.
We up to 43.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
Alright, so ammunition has been doled out. I will remove that from the loot list.
Sounds good.
But you know, speaking of things that damage, has anybody been checking for radiation lately? I don't know this area.
Well, considering that it's a main road, I would like to think that unless if a storm rolls through, that there's not very much here.
I haven't felt any odd tingles. Nothing more than normal.
I wouldn't notice anyway.
Liam, could you roll me a survival check? Because you're the one thinking about it. You're the one that's probably been, at least in this specific outpost area for the NCR for the longest time. You're looking up at the clouds, you're squinting.
With the notion of radiation brought up, I'd like to help him. I mean, you got a good roll in here, but...
Yeah, that's okay. You're proficient in survival, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
You want to roll again, or should I just...
You can go ahead and roll again, Liam, if you want to.
Oh, okay.
With the aid of Ethan.
With the aid. Alright.
A little bit better.
Yeah, just a little bit better. You, with that, you kind of get the direction, too. Both of you start looking up in the sky, and Ethan's, like, licks a finger and kind of puts that up there, too. And Liam, this looks like some darker clouds are kind of moving from east to west. The wind hasn't picked up terribly, but you kind of tell that that's the direction they're going. And these clouds looks like rain. And you know that the rain in this area is no good. It is known to eat through things that aren't made of tougher stuff. Metals are usually okay. Thicker, denser wood structures are usually okay, but anything less than that kind of gets eaten up. They call it like an acid rain.
Fuck.
And you haven't been out in it yourself yet. You've kind of taken their word for it and avoided it, but it's also said to carry some radiation with it. Not exactly the kind of stuff that can be beaten off by an umbrella, as far as you know.
I just convey that to everybody else. And for the record, I don't have any right away, so yeah.
I haven't got any myself, neither.
Just a thought. I mean, I don't have one of those fancy Pip-Boy things or anything to detect it. And raiders are kind of stupid, so they might just be in it. I don't know.
Very true. Although you'd think if they've been set up for so long, they'd notice if some of their members were getting horribly disfigured beyond what they already are.
Yeah, well, these guys aren't going to be noticing much of anything anymore.
Matter true.
Not all humans care.
How does radiation affect U-1218? At all? I know metal rusts with it, but
I have not been bothered.
suppose that makes sense.
Alright, I'm taking you guys over to the big map now. You, again, are represented by the big ball of fire. The way the clouds are moving, you guys don't see any rain, like, off in the distance yet. And the wind's not picking up too bad. You're gonna guess it's gonna be at least a few hours before it hits you, if it hits you at all. Might just blow right over.
I will take the fate of the party in my hands. And 1 square. Nothing. And a 2 square.
Alright. And I will take that fateful D20.
That's a 12.
Alright. As you guys continue getting a little bit closer, things are getting a little denser. You're starting to see some buildings come up in your view just ahead. Those tracks are a little deeper, maybe? A little more prominent. And Liam, with Ethan's help and that survival check, you guys are specifically kind of looking out for weird stuff on the ground. You notice that the tracks go off towards the east. They kind of veer off the road at a certain point. Like they're either coming or going from the east off the road.
I reckon they're avoiding something on purpose.
Well, that begs the question, do we follow that or keep going?
Could be that they're avoiding the town.
Good. What's the call?
I don't know, those buildings might have some nice stuff in them. But then again, could have raiders.
As you guys are
ghouls.
Looking off to the east to try and maybe figure out where those tracks are going, you see not buildings like you do up north, but you see something much smaller, and maybe like pieces of a fencing or something. You're not quite sure what it is, but it's off about 500-600 feet in the distance.
And that's
Could
where
be
the
another outpost.
wagons.
Yeah, that's where the tracks are leading towards.
Well, we could go investigate it. Or we can continue on. I mean, we don't have a specific time deadline to return.
I vote to investigate. I'm curious.
Personally, I'm not keen on something being behind us that we don't know what it is.
Very true. You alright?
1218, does that compute?
Yes.
Alright, so you guys are going off to investigate?
Sounds like it.
Cool. Alright, so following the tracks to the east, you guys head down a little dip off the side of the road, And as you're walking down, there's a few more trees, obviously, now that you're not on the road. Some of the shrubbery and things, some of those bushes that you had seen before, Bishop, are popping up. The berries look a little bit different, but you're not sure. Can't quite, they're the same color, but these look like shinier. Maybe, it's the weather, maybe they're a different kind, you're not sure. But those bushes are popping up, some big dead trees. And you guys continue. They're glistening. You guys keep walking down as you come up to about 300 feet in front of you. You see a broken, it looks like a cement fencing and a broken down gate. And that's about all you can make out right now. And there looks to be some kind of haze or fog kind of shrouding some of the other parts of it.
Bishop definitely would have picked a few of those berries along the way, just kind of like as we were passing by.
And we will do a change of scenery. Yeah, so Bishop, you pocket some more of those berries.
Yeah, munch on a couple of them.
Are you do you have just a...
Do I have just a what?
Do you have just a bag of them?
Pretty much.
Okay.
At this point.
Gotcha. All right, so the hastily written directions are on here. Sorry about the map flipping. But as you guys get closer, I assume you're just walking up then, or?
Don't see why not. Carefully, but we're walking up.
As we
So
get
we're
close.
coming from this way?
You're coming from the other way. You guys see...
Over
Yep.
here.
Mm-hmm. You guys see that gate.
Because south is up and north is down, so east is right.
Oh, yeah. I
Wait.
see that now.
No. Wait. Yes. Moving east is... Yeah, okay. That was weird.
We are coming in from the west, yes.
Haha,
Yes.
now we've confused you.
That's why I got confused, because it was like, that is the going point. What? Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna stop talking.
No, this is good. Because we're both like, wait, did we do that wrong? Alright. You guys, now a little bit closer, you definitely see some kind of haze creeping all along what looks to be the broken parts of this cement gate. And inside you see dark figures scattered on the ground. And now that you're closer, this definitely looks like a graveyard, a cemetery. It's not what people do with dead bodies now, but you've read about this. They used to dig holes and bury people in them, and it was very ceremonial. Cement blocks marking their names, things like that. But it looks like some of them have crawled out or something. I don't know. These bodies up here look a little fresh.
As we start nearing it, Ethan's gonna kind of make everyone stop us. Hold up now, yo. This is a graveyard. We'll be crawling with the ghouls. Not like Anders, the ones that lost their minds.
Heroes.
Yeah. We'd best tread lightly.
We best indeed. Guys, not a lot slows them down.
That was tenacious.
And with that, Bishop's going to draw his repeater.
Oh, noise like that'll draw them out. Lord.
It's just in case. I'm not going to fire off.
You know what I hear is silent at bats, so...
A question on that note. How do ghouls react to me, to Anders?
And I was gonna say, do they care about robots or just meat heaven peoples?
Oh, we're gonna have to find out when you encounter one, I suppose.
Oh.
I mean, unless you know that you've come across some before. I mean, there's plenty of ghouls that are like Anders, that are just bitter angry and go about their way.
Howdy.
And there are plenty that are, feral. You guys have heard of them, if not seen them, in your time. And they're just basically rage monsters. One thing on their mind, and that's to destroy you.
We've seen it. If there are ghouls here, there is no point.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth.
I don't know. What I'm curious about is, what does Anders think of feral ghouls? Flip that on its head.
That's a very good question. They're gone. They're beasts like anything else.
But they look so much like you.
I know, and it terrifies him. He has nightmares about ending up like that. Recurring nightmares.
You haven't seen too many feral ghouls with a bat, though, so I think you're safe.
Very true.
They're more like the claw, bite type. And you're above that. Alright, so you guys moving forward, running back to the road, what are you doing?
Oh, I think now that
1219 would suggest leaving for now.
yeah, no need to rile up some ferals.
No.
Well, there's still a town beyond this, right?
Yeah, if you guys back up and then follow the road again north, you know that you're gonna enter into the suburb of Kemolt. Or at least that's what they said.
There's not going to be much at a graveyard, but the freshness of some of those bodies is a little concerning.
And the haze.
Anders and 1218, you guys seem to be leading the front. Can I get a perception check from the two of yous?
Sure
Yes,
can.
I am. 1219 thinks I should go.
Yeah, 1218, you're
Focusing more on the alive humans than the not alive
you're
humans.
like, can't save these ones, these are broken already. But
Too
Anders,
broken for me.
you're looking in, and you're probably already a little on edge, because, graveyards, whatever, but you do recognize yourself, or at least your skin type, in some of these bodies on the ground. But you also recognize that some of them look to be wearing similar armor to what you guys just pulled off of that little kerfuffle back there. It looks like raider armor.
Ah.
And you kind of notice a slightly higher concentration of bodies towards the north end, near that big building and that tree.
That a ways?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, from what I can see, some of these bodies are fresh kills, fresh raider kills. We might be able to pick up some stuff if we move quietly, but it's a risk. Not that I'm saying it's a good idea. I'm just putting the option out there.
So why weren't their bodies stripped before they were dumped?
They
'Cause
weren't.
Feral ghouls
Yeah.
don't care to take what's on the bodies.
They weren't dumped.
And Liam and
And
Ethan,
Andrew's just gonna take about a 5-foot step backwards.
Liam and Ethan, as you guys are seeming to be, you're keeping an eye on the clouds and what's going on there. You're looking all around, and those tracks, the cart, dirt bike things, you saw go down in this direction, almost giving a wider berth around the graveyard. But you're definitely heading kind of in the right direction, you think. But they didn't go straight through.
Maybe we should just follow the tracks then?
That would be the most logical course of action.
Well, I ain't here to lead.
I suppose we could follow the tracks then. But you might want me a few paces ahead of y'all. I can move much quieter than you.
Aye, don't look at me. I can't do it.
Alright. Ooh. Oh, is that music bot?
Yeah, it was music bot.
Alright. Y'all hang about 10 seconds behind me. And Ethan is going to start stealthing and just moving forward.
Alright, go ahead with that stealth.
Yep. And he's going to be moving slowly, so I'm going to get that advantage.
Alright, yeah, you're doing alright. You're noticing that foggy haze thing is just all around this whole thing. But it's hanging just above the bodies, which is almost creepier.
Hmm.
Petition to make the haze purple.
Yeah, no. There's peace signs just spray painted all over the graveyard.
From this angle, is there like...
Yeah,
much
you guys see, or Ethan, you see the rest of the broken down fencing over there. You see kind of confirmation of what Anders saw earlier, that there's a lot more bodies over by this building that you're heading towards. And as you get closer to about here, you start to notice a strange strange dip to the fencing. It's not broken, but it doesn't look natural. Almost as if somebody messed with it, or it's a recent addition or something.
Alright. It's like the fence itself like dips down at the top, or like there's a hole under it?
It looks like it's almost leaning, like the trees are helping to support it. You're not quite sure from this distance still what's going on with it. And Anders, from where you are, as you're kind of moving along, your friendly little pit boy starts making a new noise that you haven't heard in a while.
Uh-oh. Guys. And I just start waving my Pip-Boy arm and just like pointing at it.
And it's reading, as you kind of look at it and try tapping it, the reader is all sorts of fogged over and nasty condensation has gotten in there, but it doesn't look to be reading very high, but goodness, that little crackly sound is unnerving, especially right now.
I mean, not to Anders, but the rest of you guys.
Ethan, who is significantly further forward.
Yeah, Anders, are you trying to get Ethan's attention from that far?
I'm gonna try, but not very loudly. I'm just like a lot of just like wild waving and
looking back periodically as
Just
it
say,
makes
like-
sense. Just
12-18 would like pick up a small like pebble and like throw it at Ethan. Just, like, hey.
He'll start moving back from the commotion. Just like, what the hell is wrong with him? What? You're quieter than that. What's wrong, Anders?
I point to the Pip Boy and
Go
like,
click.
it's going to click.
Oh, right.
Then perhaps we should
I
get
think
out
I
of here.
remember what that means.
And Anders, you know, because you've had this Pip Boy for a while, this is usually just a warning. You guys obviously have walked in this area already, and that didn't go off, so you're making the connection that it's probably something to do with the fog that's around it. Maybe getting too far into it might be a bad idea, but you were pretty safe where you guys are at on the outskirts. But the bodies that you guys see, that Ethan, you saw as you got closer, and Anders with your perception, they don't look to be killed by any sort of radiation. You can see visible, like, old, gross, dried blood on the ground. And big, open, gaping wounds.
As in something took a bite out of, as opposed to a gunshot blowing a hole? Or
I mean, you would really want to get your hands on that gun if it blew a hole that big.
That big.
Yeah. And you guys do see next to some of the bodies, you see some sort of weaponry discarded next to the ones that are in raider armor.
Can I make a perception to see what kind of weaponry?
Yeah.
This?
Go for it.
Where is it? It's that one.
Dems be guns. They're gun-shaped guns.
As opposed to the shovel-shaped guns.
Yeah, there's some small-shaped guns and some big-shaped guns. Both kinds.
Okay. Not enough information for Bishop to be really interested in.
There's particularly a big-shaped one over... sorry, not that one. Over this way that, Ethan, you probably would have relayed some information about. You saw a big shape.
Can I try to make out what it is?
Sure. It looks like, I mean, you're not as adept at Bishop on the magazine level of detail, but it looks shotgunny. Shotgun length. Which could definitely have blown some of the big holes, you suppose.
Seems like some type of shotgun.
Hey,
My
Anders,
ma used to keep one.
Yeah,
how quiet can you be?
kind of.
Radiation doesn't affect you like it would us, right?
Right?
Slip in and get that shotgun. Could be a lot of help against raiders.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
I'd go, but I
Fine.
don't have the Geiger counter.
Fine. But if things go south, I promise I can run faster than you.
Bet.
Always reassuring.
I'll take that bet.
All right, I guess I'm making a stealth check and going to try to find that shotgun.
Do you want me to accompany you?
How
You know
well can
what?
you use stealth, robot? Clank, clank.
You know what? Sure. If you think you can manage, come on with.
Stealth checks.
Stealth checks and head in the direction you're going.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, are you guys creeping up, Anders with the bat, Scooby-Doo style, or how are you guys doing this?
Yeah, Scooby-Doo style sounds good.
All right.
I will be right back.
All right, so as you guys kind of get closer, Anders, you and 1218, you guys feel like a strong breeze come from the west, and your little ticky-tacky crinkly bits actually kind of stop as you get closer to that tree.
Oh.
And just ahead, you saw kind of what Ethan relayed to you. You see a shotgun type thing, a raider, what looks like a raider armor covered body right about here. And you see the same shoddy fencemanship down yonder. It looks like it's almost using the tree as a support or something. It's very strange, especially considering that the fence looks to be like a heavy, heavy rock fence.
Okay. Are there actually holes in the fence here and here?
It's rubble. So if you guys want to make your way over it, it looks like the fence just completely broke down in those two spots. It's still there. It's just not stacked, I guess. And you guys getting that close, and this was off in the direction down here that Ethan and Liam saw those tracks go. You guys kind of see a path in the brush and trees around you. You don't see any tracks like they did, but you see what looks to be either someone or something larger pushed through this way.
Okay.
And by this way, I mean, where's the ruler? Eh? Yeah, this. Like right in between these trees and this guy.
Oh, so that's not natural path, that's people like kind of pushing through or something pushed through there?
I mean, it's a weird growth pattern over here. So in Withervale, everything was like, greener and more alive. Here, it's like sporadic death and stuff. So the grass is kind of overgrown, but there it looks patted down or tromped on or something.
Okay. Well, I want to start trying to make my way towards one of the rubble patches. I think that might be one of the easiest ways through.
All right. So as you approach the rubble, you're like, it's not completely built up to the tall of the other fencing that you see, which is about 5-6 feet, but it's definitely going to require an acrobatic check to not knock a bunch of rocks over if you want to try and climb over all this bibbly boat.
Are you sure it's not an athletics check? He said, hopefully.
Can you describe to me how you're using your athletics to nimbly get over this big rock pile without making a noise?
No.
Quick little run and jump.
Clear.
Yeah,
the
right.
Acrobatics. Go robot.
Okay. Anders, you kind of back up a little bit and you put your hand in a good spot that helps you kind of just jump over. Without really too much more than a pebble or two knocking around.
Cool.
12-18 just seemed to like
heavier.
Yeah, like almost back up and then just kind of run into the middle of it and clobber down a couple of stones.
Well, that's one way to do it.
And yeah, I don't know if Ethan, Liam, or Bishop are all watching with, bated breath, but you guys hear the rocks tumble. And from up there, you guys hear some commotion coming from coming up from the south. That's a weird sentence.
Yeah.
Upon the noise of the rocks and whatnot getting tumbled beneath them, we'll just find a bush or a tree and immediately go into hiding.
Yeah, you guys do what you did before, which is some kind of bush shrubbery stealth flattening yourself.
Yeah.
And Bishop still has his cowboy repeater at the ready. But
Yeah.
at the noise of the rocks tumbling down, he's probably going to shoulder it and just not have it fully up, but have it kind of ready. Just in the event that things start spooking.
Spooky, scary skeleton.
More like spooky, scary ghouls.
All right, and so Anders, you hear like a duck and cover all in a swift move behind you at that noise, and it almost all happens simultaneously because the rocks tumble. You guys hear this and see, with the fog around, you can still see something moving that wasn't moving before, up towards the south, and you hear your friends do the familiar duck and cover move, and need some people to roll initiative.
Here we go.
Colin, no.
Why, Caitlin? Why
These are friendly names.
Why does Bishop have to suck at rolls?
Hey. I'm in a bit of a worse situation.
You guys are in good company. The grass is just really uncomfortable right there. It's not your fault. It's just prickly and ugh.
Ethan's version of getting into stealth was falling into a bush and getting stuck.
Ooh, that's a lot more ghouls than I was expecting.
What ghouls? I only see 2 ghouls.
I'm just using the information that was given to me by extra means.
So Anders, as you send a rock tumbling, you hear the familiar sound of... I'm sorry, 1218 sends a rock tumbling. Anders, yeah, that wasn't you. Although I'm sure everybody's looking at you like it was you.
Oh, come on.
No, Bishop would definitely be blaming the robot.
Yep.
And he is going to chase at the first thing that he sees, which is Anders, because he literally can't see anybody else. But
Makes sense to me.
He's going to move his 30 feet. And he is going to try to claw.
So apparently ferals treat Anders just like everything else.
Apparently.
Should we be on the inside of this fence now? Technically?
Yeah, you
That's what we were doing.
you
Permission
both
to be
can
there.
be just you both can be just there. Yep.
Permissions granted.
Hey!
And you definitely see it's a shotgun-shaped shotgun, Anders.
Is it a full-length shaped shotgun or a sawn-off shaped shotgun? Wow, that was difficult to say.
It was a sawn-off shaped shotgun, Sally.
Ooh, that's good.
Ethan, your IRL stealth checks are phenomenal. I was kidding. I just heard something happening in the background. I'm being lame. Sorry. I'll stop. This is Kyle's turn.
Sorry.
No, it's ours. 1218, as you drop a rock, it doesn't happen to drop onto Colin, unfortunately. So what is your response?
Hatchets? Because guns still have the disadvantage thing, right?
I'm sorry, I did not catch that.
Oh, guns still have a disadvantage at close range, like bows do, or
Ranged weapon within 5 feet.
yeah.
Yes, it is very hard to shoot this feral ghoul while he's trying to claw Anders in the face.
Hatchet. Not so much. Hatchet. Max.
Whoa, you got that. You definitely
Nicked it.
nick into this feral ghoul, and you actually cut off one of its fingers.
The middle one, hopefully.
Oh, it's just one. It's got to be one of the side fingers.
It's a pinky.
Yeah, but they use those, so those are a big deal.
And Anders, as you're about to maybe potentially retaliate at the ghoul above you, You hear the sounds from the north, consisting of more of these sounds, and you see one come charging out. Ethan, you super botched your stealth, right?
What?
No, his stealth.
No,
was
that was my
decent.
initiative. That was my initiative. That was bad. Stealth is fine.
Yeah, he got a 21 on his stealth.
Okay, and you guys did all. I did not check the stealths. I am very sorry for the hit select.
Everybody except Liam and Bishop have actively stealth.
Okay. Well, then that means
Most
that
of
there's
you
a
count
bishop.
are duck and cover.
So this school is going to move its 30, and then it's going to. You see it kind of get a second boost as it sees some flesh in sight and moves up again. Bishop, would you like to
No, I wouldn't.
stay with him?
I'm sorry, does that ghoul have a puppy?
I think it's a rat.
I think you're a rat.
Oh no!
Got
Oh
him.
no!
Kind of does look like a puppy.
And it's definitely just like an attached part of its limb, just stuck to it, dragging behind it. Part of its coat still has the arm in it. And Anders, as you guys are dealing with the issue right in front of you, your arm starts to make some noise, and it's that sticky damn button.
Rip.
Well, shit.
And as we fix this technical difficulty that was supposed to be smooth, you stupid thing, go ahead and take your turn, Anders. There we go.
Muted, unmuted.
All right, step one, bat to face. Woo!
That's a very sickening thwap sound.
Step two, there is no step two. Hold ground.
All right. So you're gonna hold your ground, and as you hold your ground, you actually see another one pop up out of the ground right above you. It looks like this one was a little sneaky before. Maybe in a past life. He's gonna come up, and he's also going to strike at you, Anders. Does a 13 do it?
Does not.
All right. As he gets up from the ground, you could have sworn that he was dead. Can you give me a wisdom save?
Sure.
The other ones have gotten up and they've ran off angrily. You've seen enough old world movies to know a good old fashioned jump scare when you've seen one. This doesn't bother you anymore. You shake that off as Tanner in the back here sees all of his buddies up and he wants to figure out what's going on here as the sounds keep going. 30, what can he see? Nothing really there. He's got a bonus action, another 30. And there's a clanky robot and it's annoying. So he's going to swipe at 1218. Alright. That'll be for 5 damage. You are grappled. And you can take all of that radiation damage if you'd like to.
Nope.
Okay, you could also do that.
Robots don't do that.
Bishop.
I was going to make the argument for my ready to action, but oh well. Think of it
ready
as-
on.
I had
On.
had
Yeah,
my-
like I feel like you totally had that ready. So, was that on the one that was charging at you,
Eh,
or would it have been the first one that moved?
honestly, it probably would have been the first one that moved.
All right, and that would have been at Colin. So, if you want to make that shot, go right on ahead.
Cool.
I feel very good about that.
Boop. 14 for 4.
All right. Mostly because I very much believe that Bishop, as much as he sells guns, probably doesn't have the most experience in a pressure situation. Might be a little early.
no.
Phrasing.
Phrasing indeed.
I guess you'll just have to find out personally. But, anyhow, now that I've been bum rushed by Skylar, however, I am not dropping my rifle. Yeah. I'm just going to turn and shoot Skylar. I understand it'll be at disadvantage.
All right.
13 for 7. If a 13 hits.
So a 13 will do it for sure. And with that, can you roll me a d8?
Oh, jeez. 6.
So that, when you shoot, it's kind of in this frantic blur. You actually take off one of the arms of Skylar.
Ooh, lovely. Less damage, I'm hoping?
We'll find out in just a second here. You guys know that ghouls with one arm tend to not swing as well as ghouls with 2 arms.
Makes sense.
You know, it's a typical thing. Bishop, anything else on your...
I don't really... Actually, yeah, bonus action. I'm going to, Yeah, I'm actually going to taunt Skylar as a bonus action. Come on, Rotface. Bring it.
I find that offensive.
And just wrote up flavor text. Well, not flavor text. And
Okay.
that's right, I can click the end of turn button. I'm not used to that.
Okay, so you do that, and Skylar doesn't seem to understand what you've done at all. So you've successfully taunted Anders. Liam!
Well, crap. I guess the answer is this. Ghouls.
Not very intelligent.
And takes a step back and shoots at the one Bishop just shot.
Of which I cannot see a health bar on her.
And probably misses.
This one right here, Skylar?
Yeah, cannot see a health bar.
Yeah, it's annoying. So Liam, your shot does go a little bit wide with having to work out where everybody's going to end up standing. With gun safety being first, yeah, you gotta shoot it a little wide.
And then I go talk to Ethan. Okay, don't do what I just did and actually hit it. And give him advantage.
Alrighty. You give that to me, right? You said.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey. Will do. And he's gonna draw his machete and take a swing. There it is.
Ooh, good hit.
20. I'm gonna go to swing that hits like a 13 hit. 9 damage.
All right, and go ahead and roll me a d8.
Six.
This poor ghoul no longer has any arms. You have successfully disarmed Skylar.
Hold
Caitlin-
on now.
All right.
I have a bonus action, thank you very much. And I'm going to use that bonus action to ready an attack for if Skylar tries to take a swing at either Bishop or I. I'm going to take a swing at it.
Okay. So you are all readied up. As you know the sound very well.
Or take a bite, I suppose, would be better.
Yeah, I suppose swiping would be relatively difficult.
Yeah.
Caitlin is going to come charging in at Bishop. And it appears, even though Skylar has no arms, they seem to know how to work in unison together, and seems like they're both throwing their bodies at you. So Caitlin will make an attack at advantage.
I still miss.
All right.
Does that count as proccing my ready?
That is Caitlin. That is not the one that you were indicating before.
I got it.
Don't worry. I'm sure it'll be terrible and awful and gruesome in just a second. Colin, however, has his heart set on coming at Anders. Now, with his buddies around, he's going to get that advantage. Does that matter to Anders?
Not the currently.
That super doesn't matter to Anders at all.
Not on that road, doesn't.
Yeah, 12-18. There's 3 of them now.
Which one's grappling? Tanner?
That is correct, Tanner.
You still attack while grappled?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. No,
Yeah,
there's
okay.
nothing besides no movement speed.
Okay, so he's gonna just keep hacking. He's gonna go for Tanner.
Yeah, we'll do it. All right, and if you can give me a D8.
Whoops, that's not a roll. I can spell. 7.
All right. As you're hacking, as he's trying to grab onto you, you put one into his chest, and it gives you the leverage to, even with your non-primary hand, get a good hack into one of his legs, and it actually takes it clean off. He's now prone.
I'm no longer
He's sti-
grappled, or is he still
He's
holding?
still got his grip on your leg, but
Okay.
he is down, not out, just down. Any other things?
No.
All right. Skylar is going to try to take a bite. Skylar's probably not going to take a bite.
That's an 11.
Yeah, Skylar's not taking a bite. So Anders, as what looks like a B horror movie starts erupting around you, and your Pip-Boy keeps blaring music.
Yeah, that noise has started up again.
I hear it.
Now that you got some friends.
Ain't no friends of mine. I'm going to try to finish the dude I started. 14 for 6.
Well, maybe there's something to finishing what you start here. Because that definitely does pour Colin in here.
All right, and then I'm going to rotate around this other guy. And can I reach the shotgun from here?
Yes.
What kind of an action would it be to pick up the shotgun?
That's a free item interaction.
Okay. Can I, with that free item interaction, know whether or not it's loaded?
I mean...
Well, what kind of shotgun is it? Is it pump action or break action?
Reloading is a bonus action, so I would let you use your bonus action to, quote, reload, which would be checking for it.
Alright, I will reload it with no other shells in my inventory, with a bonus action.
It has a shell in it.
Noted.
Now, is this a double barrel or like a Remington?
You said a sawn-off double barrel, right?
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
not
so
bad.
break action.
Traditional. I suppose you can saw off any part of a shotgun, but yes. The cliche sawed-off shotgun is now in Anders' hands.
The best kind.
Indeed. Anders, anything else for you?
Move minor bonus.
All right. Oh, I like that option a lot better. Anders, Wyatt has got your number, but he doesn't know how to dial it. Tanner, who is grappling 1218 and is prone, is gonna try to knock 1218 over to do the classic crawl on top and eat the computer parts. So if you can give me an athletics 1218 or acrobatics, your choice.
Acrobatics is better. Dodge.
Describe how you managed to stop him from crawling up you, but he still has a grip on you.
It's like him trying to like get a hold of parts, and he's just like swiveling, like maybe the entire like from his waist could just spin around in a circle, and like not let Tanner's hands get a hold for him to climb up. So like his parts are just spinning, and that's robot acrobatics. Like his legs are still down. Like he's still grappling, right? He's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just
so
not
his
on
le-
top of you.
Yeah, his legs remained permanent, but from like the waist up, just spun around, so he couldn't get a hold on him.
I love it. I love it. Robot dancing. It's my favorite. Bishop.
Gonna swing back around and take a shot at what's its face? Caitlin.
If your name wasn't so long, you'd be able to see the name that you're shooting at.
I don't know what you're talking about. Ooh, I think
Bishop,
that's
Bishop.
misses.
Bishop does not make the shot.
I'm allowed to refer to him as anything else now. He is Bishop.
Well, if you would, actually, I can do this. Where is... A little bit better.
And add bonus movement, anything?
Sorry.
in that realm?
You know what? I'll bonus action taunt it again, even though it's not going to really do anything to it.
Okay. You taunt the Caitlin.
Something's on fire.
Working on it.
Oh no. Ethan is lit on fire.
And he was never seen or heard from again.
Yep.
Okay, this isn't a gunfight. And I switch to a machete. And take a swing at Caitlin.
Or Caitlin. All right. That does connect. It is not a. It's not a hearty chop. It's not removing anything.
That's all I can do.
Ethan. Ethan is probably putting a fire out. Oh boy. I think I might just infer with the way that things have been going, and I'll let him have a little takesy-backsy. If not.
I'm not dead.
Oh, you're not dead.
Hey!
I'll
Oh,
move you
thank
back.
God. So is dinner delayed a little bit or just a little crispy?
I guess I'll find out. All right. Even's gonna go ahead and take a few steps back. Alright, I don't know how it's measuring. I'm just take a shot at Skylar with his revolver.
Okay.
That's an 11.
So that does go a little bit wide, and it looks like maybe it would have hurt a normal human, but it actually passes through one of the holes on her.
Alright.
Alright, and does that, what else is on the table for Ethan?
Alright. Ready in action to take another shot if it tries to swipe at either of his friends. Or new companions.
Okay. Friends or new companions? Ooh. The inner psyche of Ethan. It's taking a swipe. You don't know at which one, but it's taking a swipe.
Alright.
You're listening to Radio New Vegas, your little jukebox in the Mojave Wasteland. I am Mr. New Vegas.
Same hole.
It's very impressive. Yes, I would agree. Definitely the same hole. Also, Bishop, this one really, really likes the fact that you just keep yelling at it, and it wants to grab on.
It will.
Alright, so that's just a flat 6 out of radiation tick, and you are grappled.
Let's see. The resource. I can mark this as radiation.
And then Caitlin is gonna bring her prize. So she's gonna make one step away. Can I? Oh, Jesus. Stupid turn token. Alright, so Liam, Caitlin is taking a step away from you. I don't know if you want to do anything about that.
Can I make an attack of opportunity or?
Yeah, she's choosing to move away from you, yes.
Nice.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
on my watch.
It might literally not be on your watch. Go ahead and roll me a d8. And then if you could roll me a d2, and Bishop, if you can roll me a d2. So you do hack off one of Caitlin's arms. It's the one not attached to Bishop currently. So she will keep sliding away here. That was 10, 20, 30. And then uses a bonus action to move 10, 20, 30. As it looks like Caitlin is dragging her prey back into her preferred ground.
Damn it, not in the fog! Not in the fog!
Oh, poor Colin.
He's
He
dead.
didn't have a chance. 12-18. You see another one show up, grabbing and holding on to one of those humans you've been trying to keep track of. Well, the other one's got a hold on you as well.
Can't move currently. He is going to keep hacking at Tanner. Not so much.
Not as much indeed.
Advantage so that 13 would make contact. It is prone.
As you do nick away at Tanner, who is just hanging out. You hit him with like the blunt end of your hatchet. He's still just hanging out. That's action, that's bonus. No movement, no free interactions.
I think he's gonna hold where he is.
Okay.
Can't pull around.
Alright, Anders.
All right. I got a guy in front of me. I'm gonna try to bonk him. That's a crit.
That is definitely a crit.
Oh man.
With the bat.
It's bonkers.
Sure is.
Oh my god, that's worse than my pun. I didn't even think it was possible. It seems like you put a really good amount of impact into Wyatt here, and it lands with a nice sickening thud. It just doesn't have that, like you hit him in the arm and you hit him super hard, but his arm doesn't go flying into the stands for some reason. Bonus?
All right.
movement?
I don't have any applicable bonus actions because nobody's hit me yet.
All right. Wyatt, sick of your shit. He's not messing around anymore. He wants this over and done. Does 15 do it? For Anders?
No.
God damn. All right. As Anders is holding off, seems to be a very, very aggressive animal. Tanner is going to do the same thing that he tried to last round. Can't really claw as well at 12-18, so he's going to try to, again, work those servos and get 12-18 down on the ground.
Time he gets in there.
Oh no! 12-18, he's going to crawl on you. So you are prone and grappled. Bishop.
Yeah, Bishop is going to try to leverage his cowboy repeater to get the barrel up underneath of this ghoul's face. Just straight up from the chin through the head. Hopefully. 9 will not do it. Let's see. Bonus action, I am going to look down at 12-18 and tried to be inspiring to the bucket of bolts. Be like, look, this is a bad situation, but we all got it under control. We just need to not die. And will be my end of turn.
Oh, fucker. Well, Liam will look at Ethan. Just keep shooting from here, stay out of radiation, okay? I'm gonna go get Bishop. And I'm just giving him the help action to give him advantage in his next shot. And then I'm rushing up to Bishop and taking a swing at Caitlin. Not so well.
Nice.
Yeah, you're definitely worried about hitting Bishop when you're trying to, separate the two. You just gotta protect others first, and kill other things second.
That's me.
Alrighty. Ethan's gonna move on up to the side here to get an angle on. God, your name is so long, Bishop.
I actually shortened it.
Actually, oh yeah, okay, it's the model in the way, to be fair. Is that Caitlin, I think?
Yes, Caitlin.
Yeah. We're gonna take a shot at her. At the revolver, hope this one hits.
Liam, you did give him advantage, correct?
Yep.
Alright. Third time's the charm. 15.
Oh, 15. Oh, on Caitlin, right?
Yep.
All right.
8 damage.
And that blows through Caitlin. You managed to put a hole in her somewhere where she didn't already have a hole.
Ooh.
And that puts her down for good. Or for now, for good.
Okay. And then we're gonna shift up just a bit. I can do that, right? Like, I never really confirmed that as a rule. Like, you can, as long as you haven't used all your movement, you can just keep
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Yeah,
you can
movement
split up
between
your
everything.
Alrighty, cool. And we are going to ready in action on Wyatt. Or if he tries to attack Anders, I'm going to try and take a shot with the revolver. Although, yeah, that's within range. Alright. That's it.
EOT.
Oh, I have lots of dead ghouls. 1218. You've seen this movie before, but you've never experienced this movie before. What do you do?
Probably been on his face. If we're both prone, is it disadvantage or advantage to try to hack at the thing on top of me?
I think it would be at normal.
It's at normal.
Normal? Okay.
Yeah, because being prone gives you disadvantage on attack rolls, but your enemy being prone gives you advantage, so it cancels out.
All right. As you put the maximum force in, go ahead and give me another D8. Tanner is not done for, but he's definitely. Oh man, he has no legs. He has no legs anymore. What have you done to Tanner?
It's okay. Tanner can have some nice robotic legs as replacements.
Anders.
I'm going for a bonk. 11.
All right, and as you go ahead and make that swing, it looks like your radio shuts off. You swung in a way that made it a little wonky, and that that takes you out of your rhythm a little bit. Like you were used to swinging with the radio on, and Wyatt's able to step out of the way a little bit. I'm sorry. Bonus action?
Nothing.
Nothing. Well, Wyatt has an action, and it's to bite your face off. He's not really good at it.
And
Definitely
Ethan
not
got
very good at it
already.
at all.
That shouldn't have been an advantage. 10.
10 is gonna just go to the side.
Ethan tried.
It's the whole radio. Like it went off, and everybody's like, "What's going on?"
You're that
Last
battle
time was
music.
pretty proven.
Yeah.
12-18. Tanner is going to bite your face off. Holy crap, he might bite your face off. That's just 9 damage for you.
He's still there.
And then since Tanner literally cannot move, Bishop.
Nice. Yeah, Bishop's going to take the attack of opportunity since he's no longer grappled. But he's going to take a step back.
Okay. Nope.
Ha! And he is actually going to line up Wyatt. And take a shot at him. Boop. 23 for 7.
23 for 7 will do it. Go ahead and give me a D8.
It's a 4.
You remember putting a shot vaguely in this area on Skylar and taking an arm off, but to Wyatt, it seems like he's just a little bit more hardy, and the bullet just sticks in his arm.
Lovely.
Follow-up bonus action.
Sorry, I'm still thinking. No, I think I'm done.
Well, Liam, you were very successful in getting Bishop out of that situation, or at least facilitating it.
Yeah, letting others do it for me. What? Oh,
Sounds
crap.
like the other way.
How does 12-18 look?
Or
Sparking?
yes.
Damn it, numbers! You're not going down this easy. I'm gonna take a swipe at Mr. Full House.
It is at advantage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take the first number.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, if you want to take you sure you don't want to take the second number?
Nah.
All right. Well, you successfully removed Tanner from being on top of numbers, as you have previously said.
And then I'll look back to Ethan. Alright, there's just one left. Take a shot at it.
You got it.
Give him advantage.
You gonna do just that? $18.
Oh, 18's definitely good.
That's for 7 damage.
Definitely got a good line on Wyatt here. Give me that D8.
That's a 7.
And 7 is gonna be a leg. Wyatt falls prone. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and do your bonus actions. I'm scrolling to 12.
Yeah, he'll ready the last shot on his revolver for if Wyatt tries to take his last attack at Anders.
I think 1218 is about to carve this motherfucker.
Yep.
Yes, he's going to stand up, and he's just going to shake off some goo, then just turn and start hacking into Wyatt. Plus 1d6 I don't think will help much, but I'll do it anyway. 14?
Well, I shot off the leg. Is he prone?
Well, it's
He's
an
prone, so
advantage.
it's 22, so never mind. So 22, and then the offhand 19. Smack,
Yeah.
smack.
Yeah, that's some. You're definitely putting some solid, taking some solid chunks out of Wyatt. None of them are, limbs, but he's definitely slowed down.
And that's it.
Okay. Anders.
I'm gonna try to put the finisher on this guy.
See if you're good at golf.
Oh, the one time.
Sorry,
And
I just
not
can't.
much of a golfer. He does try to do the golf swing, but the bat is not as long as a golf club. It just doesn't work.
Maybe a flap of flesh got in your eye.
Mine or his?
It's hard to tell. Gosh, it's just flying everywhere.
Sure is.
Jesus, Liam.
Come on, you can't play golf with him. He's gonna take a bite out of you.
Not
17,
if
do it?
That hits.
Oop, that shouldn't be an 11. How many times have I
Yeah,
rolled that
so
number?
the shot does go wide. And it seems like Wyatt is wholeheartedly dedicated to getting his pound of flesh out of Anders.
Well, he's not gonna. Well, I guess. I don't know how you measure it. He's not taking it all.
Okay. Lovely prone and at range. Disadvantage. 17 for 6.
Yeah. Wyatt's not gonna make it through that.
Here, I'll move down there just so clear line of sight.
Akron, you just can't get out of those trees. No matter what
I know,
character
right?
it is.
What can I say? I happen to like a little bit of tree action every now and then.
Gross.
And that's going to bring us out of the immediate initiative.
Well, that didn't go too horribly.
Ah, radiation. Ah!
Why do you think I haven't gone in there?
As you guys kind of take a second to breathe, the winds that have been slowly coming in from the west are blowing in a way that Anders, your baseball bat seemed triggered to your radio, but this wind and this fog seems to have a heavy influence on your Geiger detector on your Pip-Boy. And that seems to just go down to a quick nothing as you guys kind of take a minute to breathe, and the wind kind of blows some of that lovely dead flesh smell into your face. You guys...
Smells like home.
You guys... Yeah, do you even notice? You guys kind of look around, and it looks fairly safe. There's some light fog around up to the south area, but you don't hear any other ghouls or groaning or anything else going on right now. You guys are...
Bishop will take this opportunity to reload his cowboy repeater.
Anders is going to take this opportunity to search the rest of the body he's standing over.
Yep. And I need a couple of minutes, and I'll be back.
Okay. And Ethan, you mentioned that you're going to have to skedaddle in a few minutes, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we will try to be relatively quick about this. I assume that you guys will kind of want to, with no immediate threats around you, you guys can loot the bodies you just created and those that were there prior to you being there, and we will deal with that out of stream chat and into our Discord chat. But as you guys kind of look around, Anders, you're the closest to that large, long building to your west. I'm all turned around now. This one right here, this building there. You get a closer look at that building and the fence there. You see some windows that look to be boarded up. And those of you that have read about cemeteries before, or graveyards, you're guessing that that's a place for specialer kind of dead people. But the fencing that you guys kind of tried to hop over here, that's rubble. From inside here, you guys can see almost a dig on the inside part of the fencing that looks to be where the fencing used to be. So somebody moved this fencing and kind of hastily put it back in place. And upon closer inspection, you see specifically, like, right towards the back area there is where the fencing seems to be the furthest away from the dig, the trench that it was its original home. And then whoever wants to, I need 3 D20s and... Yeah, sorry, 4 D20s for random things that you find on the Balties.
I'll be one.
I'll go first.
And what are you guys doing?
Well, I'm gonna just hold up the shotgun and who wants it? Up for grabs.
Far too loud for my looks.
Going once.
12, 18, are you surviving? Are you hanging in there? You're surrounded worse than anybody else.
Yeah, he's... It's got a pixel of health, currently. So...
Alright, bucket of bolts, hold still. Found one of these on one of the raider bodies. Might help. And, I am going to use one of the, what are they called? Reboots?
One of the reboots? Yeah.
On...
Cattle prod.
Yeah, the one that I purchased.
Yeah, zap that numbers.
Yep.
Zap that.
So, let me go and edit that down to 2.
Yes. We will trust you guys to be relatively honest about it. Making sure that you cross stuff out that you've used from the stream store.
That's our 2d4 plus 2. And basically what this is going to end up looking like is, well, the cattle prod as well as Bishop pulling out his mechanics tools and poking around, making sure that things are attached as they're supposed to be, as best as he can tell.
It's a good thing 1218's pretty trusting, you coming at him with the cattle prod, saying, hold still.
He's not in a position to say no at the moment.
See, bucket of bolts. You keep us alive, we keep you alive.
I keep hitting the wrong buttons. So that was
Anders, how are you feeling, having killed a bunch of things that looked like you but didn't act like you?
I mean, Anders has been dealing with this particular existential crisis for about 50 years now. It's It's no different than ever. It's just that low-level background. Well, one of these days I'm going to be that. Shit.
Anders.
Which prompts him to remember to heal up with a second wind.
Remember to find
Which he
some
didn't.
alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, petition to add alcohol to the stream store.
Petition
Yes.
granted for next week. Yes. Yes, we will detail that.
And food items.
I think that's probably going to come up on some of your loot rolls here. All right, so as you guys were kind of jabbing each other with healy things and
Oh,
recovering.
that's right. We need one more D20, yes?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Boop.
Interesting. Okay.
But after tending to 1218 as best as he can, Bishop's going to motion for Anders to hand him the sawn off. Give it a hard look over.
Anders hands it over with no reluctance.
He's going to check the chamber, see that there's only one shell. Did you find any more?
I'm looking, but I haven't found anything yet. I haven't been told that I found anything yet.
Let me know if you do, and
Well-
I'm going to sit down and clean this thing.
As you guys just stand in the same exact spots that you found, your dead people in, you don't see anything immediately next to your bodies.
Are you still hurt there, Mr. Gould?
If we're gonna be hanging out for a little bit, don't worry about me. And I just kind of and shake a little bit off, and I look a little bit better. And that was the second wind that I just popped.
Let's see. So, is there any of the fog covering the cemetery still?
Most of it has been blown away. You guys can see to the opposite side. So you have the big long building next to you, and then to the south there, you see a lot more bodies that you didn't see before, both of the ghoul and raider variety, as well as another more square building with ornate-looking windows up here.
Gotcha. Yeah, my main concern is just that Bishop doesn't end up walking into radiation fog inadvertently.
No, and I mean, if you guys are using Anders as a judge, I don't know if one of you wants to grab his arm and drag him around, but it's not clicking right now.
I will follow anyone who wants to explore willingly, but reluctantly.
Well, the Raiders are after something here, so might be worth a look-see.
As Bishop, as you get closer to that smaller building up there, you see a little bit more of the fog. It seems to be surrounding just that area around there.
Gotcha. I'm just kind of sitting on top of one of the gravestones cleaning the shotgun.
Ethan's going to be interested in the longer building.
Ethan, go ahead.
Anders is definitely finna check out that building covered in fog.
Okay. All right, so Ethan, you head towards the front of that building there, and it has a large metal door, one of the doors that has like the fence posts on it, almost as you can kind of see through it to another larger wooden door beyond it. So it looks like it's almost a gated, locked fence door with a heavy, thick wood door behind it. Looks to be locked, as far as you can tell. There's a lock on it and a chain around the door and the door handle.
Can I try and pick that lock?
Yeah.
Or is it like even with the lock picked, would that let me open the door? Or-
Yeah, you can definitely try, for sure.
Alrighty. Would that be Dex for the thieves' tools?
Yep.
Alrighty. 19.
Nice. Yeah, you're like, hey, I've seen this before. You grab the chain and click clack and just pull that whole chain off. The door creaks open. And before you can now see that you've opened the fence door, that the wooden door has no lock on it, just a knob.
Alright. I'm gonna go forwards and open that.
Sorry, you said you're going in?
Yeah, go forwards and open. Actually, you would be ready to go forwards and stop and. Hey, Anders, you with your Gaga counter.
Yeah,
Don't mind leading the way, do you?
not at all.
Right. Anders,
Go in.
you walk forward with your arm outstretched.
Bat. I'm going in bat first. Come on.
Bat and arm? Is it on the same arm as your Pip-Boy? Is that your primary swinging arm? You
With a two-handed stance and a right-handed person, my left arm is in the front, which is where my Pip-Boy is.
All right. So you're ready. You actually, as you step in, you see light, pinpricks of light coming from the back of the building. The windows that you guys kind of saw along the side of this long building were boarded up. No real light is coming through that, and you see the light moving around a large shrouded object in front of you, covered by, it's covered with a large cloth. Looks to be a bit dusty in here. There isn't much light aside from that, so you kind of get the general shape. It's about 6 feet tall, but beyond that, you can't really make out what it is.
What do you? I'm gonna inch towards it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you don't hear no ticks, nothing coming from your Pip-Boy. As you guys inch towards it, Anders and Ethan, you guys, as you get in, this whole building is much longer than it is wide. Obviously, it's about 8 feet wide, and you're guessing about 20 feet long. So you guys, as you come on opposite sides of this large object, you're kind of smushed up against the walls there. Kind of takes up a majority of the space. You don't hear any radiation ticks or anything like that. You don't hear any ghoul sound. You're checking out this large covered object in the center. And as you get to the middle there, you see more light emitting from the back. You guys can see there was a similar kind of door towards the back. But it looks like somebody kind of broke down some of the bricks around it. And it looks like it's broken down all around, all the way up to near the ceiling. And it looks like somebody just kind of stacked them back together. It is covered by a cloth, yes.
Yeah, together.
All right, so you guys, both kind of, I would imagine, silently kind of go 1, 2, like, move. And you...
Sounds good to me.
You pull the cloth back, and you guys can see a 6 foot tall, it almost looks like a giant replica of a toy wooden tank. It looks a little bit darker than this, a little more dirty. And there's what looks to be like a hole at the top there. And on the side, in spray paint, you see that strange symbol. There's some mud caked along the wheels. And you're guessing, Ethan, based on your survival check earlier, the wheel size matches the tracks that you guys were looking at earlier.
I'm just staring at it, dumbfounded.
Anders, as you get closer, the symbol becomes a little bit clearer to you. It's kind of dusty and hazy in here, and the light's not so good, but this is kind of what you see. And that is on the side.
Oh, that's so.
I love it.
That is so appropriately janky looking.
What is this, the fucking energy hounds or whatever? No, it's not. It's not how these things work.
What, electric wolves?
Whatever they're fucking called, I don't give a shit.
Is there anything inside of it?
Are one of you... so far, Anders and Ethan have been the only ones to enter. Any more than that, you guys would probably have to stack at the front and kind of change, because it's a little tight in here. Is anybody climbing in the top? It looks like there's an opening at the top, maybe? At least that's how tanks usually work.
Ethan, if you don't, I will.
All right, looks like he's going in the tank.
All right, Ethan, you I mean it's pretty well chunky laid out, very I mean it's good construction for a wooden tank. And you make your way to the top, probably banging your head on the ceiling of the place once or twice. And you kind of clamber inside. And it is tiny in here, and it's darker than it was before, but you're kind of sticking your arms around, and you've got maybe not even a full extension of your arm in front of you or behind you. You've got maybe, you know, 1.5 feet on either side. It's real tight in here. You can't even fully stand up. How tall are you, Ethan? Okay. Yeah, you can almost stand up, but like your head is knocked like down to you're kind of looking down. You're crouched a little bit. So you can't fully stand up, you can't extend your limbs. You like what were they thinking with this? It's almost as if, you know, a torture chamber? You're not sure. Like it's not made for adult-sized people. And then, unless you're lighting, you know, a torch device or something in this large wooden tank, you can't really see anything in there either.
Hey, 1218, can you bring your flashlight face in here?
Can do.
And yeah, so 1218, you bring some light in here, and Ethan, through the I guess through the top that's still probably open, you kind of see an overhead light casting a dim light inside where you are. You see enough of like a handle, kind of like on a submarine. You see 2 handles to move. You see kind of what looks like maybe a scope in there, and looking at it, you don't see anything. It looks like they just didn't quite understand what it was for or something. But you're able to swivel the top just a little bit, but it just basically bangs into the side of the wall and then probably hits 1218 slightly as you try and turn it the other way.
Well, I figured 1218 is literally sitting on top of the thing.
Oh, like just dunking your head in?
Beaming his face down into the hole.
Great.
And is the barrel is just like a solid chunk of wood? Like it's a fake tank?
Yeah, it's just it's like a tree trunk. There's no hole in it.
Trojan tank.
But Ethan, as you have now 1218, you have shining light inside, and 1218, when you dunk your head like facing down, you pretty much cover most of that hole. That's how tight it kind of is to get into this. Ethan, you can now see everything inside there. You see the makeshift periscope thing that doesn't work, and you see some holes, very small, about the size of like your gun would fit into this hole. that you hadn't noticed in the dark before that are on this along the sides of the inside. And you also see on the ground now, you see a bunch of the same kind of wrappers that you guys saw at the camp in the tent. Some old jet, kind of like the gum that comes in the foil wrappers, just peeled out of there. And you also see lots of candy wrappers everywhere. Little snick snacks. It's kind of gross. And now that you also have light, you see more of that crude drawing that you saw on the outside, Anders. Ethan can see more of that inside. Some slightly better, some slightly worse.
So, like, one person could fit in there? Sort of?
Yeah, 1218, you're looking in on Ethan, and he's looking up at you, and he looks to be taking up all the space. Like, maybe you could fit, part of a person in there other than Ethan, but it wouldn't be comfortable.
Does it look like it's, does it have seats or anything?
There are no seats, no. There wouldn't even be any room for that, you're guessing. You do see, levers along the side. So on each side, Ethan, you see, and 1218, you can see the holes, and in between, there's 3 holes on each side. In between each of the holes is a lever, or like a window crank, kind of. It looks like that old, wheelie-dealy.
Later, Ethan.
All right, yeah, and this will be, we'll wrap up the rest of the cemetery, but Ethan does have to go, and we don't want you guys to continue too long without him, so we'll wrap up what the rest of the cemetery has, and 1218, you can be Ethan's eyes and ears. Have fun with your dinner. See ya.
You too, man.
This seems highly impractical.
You're telling me?
We have a camera, yes? We were told to camera things.
Who did grab that camera? I don't remember who he gave it to.
Last I know it was me, unless I gave it to somebody else.
Yeah, well, one of you has a camera with 5 Polaroid abilities.
I think this is worthy of one of those pictures.
I thought they wanted pictures of the wolves themselves. Where they're at.
They want pictures of what they're doing. This is fucking weird. But I don't know, if you put a person in there and they can shoot out without being shot back easily.
No, but it is just one person will fit. That's highly impractical. Also, it could easily be set on fire.
That's if they have the capability of setting it on fire. This is a lot of wood. Does not look like it would start burning easily.
Wait, what are those candy wrappers? Has a kid been in here? Do these people have children with them?
You guys did see some candy wrappers at the tent too, but not this many. So either this is the stash of candy or something else is up.
Yep, someone's got a major sweet tooth.
Smaller humans would fit more appropriately inside of this.
So we're talking child's play here. Huh.
Let's start with small person's play.
Yeah. Don't want to offend anybody. Are you whipping out the camera there, Anders? Is 1218 lighting your shot epically? Or are you guys just gonna let Ethan stay inside and play vroom vroom?
Yeah, I think this is worth getting a picture of. Oh, Jesus.
It is beautiful, though.
It is also very upright and not that, but yeah. Mostly.
We get it.
Yeah. Alright, so cool. Anders, you whip out the camera, and as you're kind of yelling at 1218 to direct the proper amount of light in the other area, your Pip Boy, you bang into your into one side of the tank, and he comes back on.
Oh, Jesus.
Which kind of makes probably everybody in here jump a little bit at the sudden sound. And you line up your shot, and yeah, you manage to capture. I imagine you're trying to get that artfully designed little logo on the side.
It is at this moment that I wish in real life I had memorized the Christian Bale rant, where he's screaming about how the lighting guy is messing with the lights in the background of his shot.
Well, that definitely happens, and you're yelling at 1218, and 1218, you're probably just like, this is not what I was made for.
You and I are done professionally.
But you managed to capture.
I will take a single picture and make sure it displays that symbol if I can.
Yeah, so you take it, and you're talking about how crappy the lighting was as you're doing that thing where you fan the Polaroid, even though you probably don't need to get more air at it or something. And yeah, it came out pretty nice. It looks a little dark, but the image of the scribblings on the side and the scale seems appropriate. So you got a good picture. And now that you guys have kind of worked your way all the way around it, towards the back of the building, it just kind of confirms what you guys saw before. The back has been completely dismantled, and seeing the size of this thing, you're guessing it was to shove this thing in from the backside there, and then kind of built up to block it back in. All right, so what are you guys doing now? Bishop, you had mentioned wanting to explore something.
Yeah, I wanted to look over these bodies after cleaning the sawn off. Also, while I'm cleaning the sawn off, I would have pulled the round of ammunition out of it and kind of looked it over to see what kind of ammo it is. Like if it's slug, if it's buckshot, birdshot, caps.
So it's a slug ammunition.
Gotcha.
As far as what else you guys find on the bodies, we'll kind of divulge that as probably tomorrow or Tuesday in Discord chat.
When you absolutely have to kiss the person you love.
And there's still that cloud
Do
over
we
them.
have any way to burn this thing?
That's a good question.
I mean, I got a lighter, but we'd need to collect branches and stuff to get a fire going underneath of it, something that would last a long time.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely all made of wood, but it's pretty solid, so not only would it take a while to burn, it would take a good hearty fire to get it started, too. But if you guys want to take some time and do that...
Did they get enough wood to make it solid?
That's a very, very good question.
It's also a lot darker than this picture. Like, it's not, like, pristine, polished pine wood. It's a lot darker looking. The wood doesn't look wet, but it looks weathered, if that makes sense.
Like it's been used.
And the wooden tires that you see on it are also not perfectly round, and they are caked in, a combination of sand, mud, and leaves.
All right, I will also at some point want to check out that last building.
All right, so Anders, you pack up your camera and you head out as 1218 is, maybe trying to gather some branches and still going on with the burn it in fire idea.
If they have a means of doing it and they all think that they should do it, he will do that. I mean, he has chem tools, but I don't know if he has chem stuff, like anything that could facilitate faster burning. Because, I mean, it's dumb, but they're using it for something.
Those things are both true. So you're just kind of going around and being like, give me your flammables. Give me your oil rags. It sounds like a terrible speech, like, lend me your... you're tired, you're weak. Give me your oil rags, your lighters, your random bottles of fluid.
Is burning it a thing we as a group want to do?
Not really.
I'm on the fence about it. If we can, ideally we would keep it so they don't know that we know it's here.
Did you say keep it so they don't... Wait, what? What'd you say?
I'm interested in a situation where they don't know that we know that this exists.
Ah. 2 + 2 + 2 + 1.
And setting off a large fire would just, not the flare gave her position away, but this would do it as well.
That's true. I'd rather not continue to mark our progress towards their base.
You do see, as you're wandering out, Anders, you see an empty spray can down there. So if you really do want to go, like Anders was here on the side, you could probably squeeze that out of there.
Anders does not want to do that. He might spray paint something phallic on it, perhaps, but not his name.
Oh, if only Ethan could tell you what he saw inside, because all those things are already in there.
Yep, and that spray can could be used as a propellant of some sort for explosives.
Oh, that's true.
Or bombs. Things.
My general vote is to leave it alone. Maybe you can cover it back up.
We can delay that decision till Ethan comes back, because it looks like Ethan's inner child came out and he sat down and went vroom vroom. So we can pause that and discuss it on Discord. Anders, as you kind of climb out and head towards the building up top, your arm starts going off a little louder and louder. The radio kind of starts to peter out as your radiation ticker, the Geiger counter, kind of gets louder and louder the closer you get. And you're a smart guy, so you can put 2 and 2 together. This is totally the direction and the area where most of the radiation is coming from. And the fog, you kind of walk through the fog, and it's as loud can be right now. And the as you get closer, this has a similar door to the other one, the wire fence door with the lock, but it is broken and kind of hanging ajar. And inside you can see, it's a little dark inside, but you can see what looks to be a 6-foot tall tube or something.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna walk over to it.
Okay, heading in, you see some light coming through one of the windows in the back, and you walk in, you definitely see what looks like a you actually see 2. Hold on one second. You see 2 what you have maybe seen referenced before in all your time around as like a cryo tube. One about your size, a bit taller, about 6 foot, and one much smaller, about 2 feet, and a little bit wider, or like a little box shape. And hanging on the wall, you see a hook on the wall with a piece of rope, it looks like. And as you get a little bit closer, it actually has a little tag on the end of the rope.
Is there something written on that tag?
Yeah, so it's a little metal tag. It's a heart shape, and it has Cuddles engraved in it.
Hey, 1218, come on in here.
Yes.
Look at what we got. We got popsicles.
Are they functioning?
I have no idea.
I ask. 1218 will go poke.
Electrical tools?
I has them. Hold on.
Yes.
I also has them and am proficient, so I
Do
can
all
assign.
the
I
things.
shut my things down. Hold on. Okay. So, do we want to help each other?
Yes. I think so.
You guys
Who's
are very
helping
strategic about this.
Yes. Who is helping who?
I will help
Whoever.
you.
Okay.
I'm very much a mechanic.
Between the two of us, we know what's going on.
You know all the
Oh,
things that are going
yeah.
on. All right, so going up to it, you see obviously that there's nothing in them, and that one has a very clear crack in it, and one has a much smaller hairline crack, and they are what is leaking the radiation. You guys see that they have inscripted labels on the bottom. One says Cuddles, and one says Charles Hunting. And you guys also notice with a 24, you're like, God, there's gotta be an on-off switch on this. And sure enough, on the left side of the back of the large one, there are 2 on-off switches.
No, let's keep them on. Of course we're going to switch them off. Or at least I'm going to switch the nearest one to me off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you do that, and with the wind that's currently blowing, it quickly blows through there and blows all the fog and the haze out of there. And it all just kind of settles to the ground. And it just, when before you guys had walked in, it looked very foggy and creepy and just eerie. Now it just kind of looks sad and dark and smelly.
So,
Yeah.
would it be a survival check or investigation check to see if anyone besides us has come and messed with this anytime recently, or if it's just been sitting here? Because these don't kind of hang out in graveyards often.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check. And if anybody's proficient, or if one of you is okay, cool. No, never mind.
Proficient in.
So you're looking to see if basically anybody's been in here messing with these?
Yeah, I guess torch face on and just looking around at the floor, looking at everything, seeing if has been used recently or if it's just been sitting on for however long.
Yeah, you don't see any leading up to the area. You guys saw not a wide berth of dead, but you didn't see any super close to the building. Walking up, the steps were covered in all sorts of debris, no real footsteps, and now that you guys are inside, even though the door was ajar, you don't see any recent footsteps. Everything's got a nice thick layer of gross on it. Because of the heavy, dense fog, it's also kind of wet feeling inside of there. You're not getting the impression that anybody's been in there recently.
So what'd you guys find?
I saw cryo chambers.
Is it safe to come in?
It is now. They were leaking.
I see. Think it would be possible to take them apart. Could be some good scrap in that.
Probably with enough time.
Wait, does that say Cuddles?
Affirmative. Yes.
Liam takes out his picture. Does that one say... Wait a minute. Huntington?
Yeah.
It says hunting.
Charles.
Charles Hunting is the label. And on your
Oh, that...
gift, what was on there? Or your treasure or whatever it was. What was on there?
What are the odds?
Better than we thought, I guess.
0.0023%.
Don't actually.
And that's why I call you numbers.
Don't waste the processing power. Come on. All right, that was slightly depressing.
Have you searched inside these things? Maybe?
They have been empty for quite some time,
Ah,
but have been left on.
Bishop kind of wants to go up in there and see if there's anything that's easily removable from cryo chambers that's useful.
Okay. Let's see. I already did mechanic. Do a intelligence check, I guess, to see if there's anything that you can pull out of these that might be helpful for you for other things that you want to do.
Yeah, just straight up intelligence.
Yeah. You're digging all around and touching everything. You're like, maybe you guys missed something. You're not really piecing together anything that you can break off on this that seems worth it.
Not quickly, anyhow. Okay.
We would have to take a great deal of time and carefully dismantle the entire thing.
Maybe for whenever we return.
It does look like you guys are the first ones in here, and able to turn it off, so you guys, if you come back, you might have first pickings at doing that thing.
With that in mind, it might be best if one of you guys turn that thing back on, that way nobody else can mess with it.
No. All right, that's an all right idea. I'll go in and I will do that.
All right, Anders, you go back in and you flip the switch. Roll me a d20.
That's going to be a 6.
All right, so you go to flip it back on, and you get a little shock in your hand as
fuck!
as everything goes on and then quickly off again, and it seems to get absorbed into your lovely little hand, and you
Does that turn my radio back on?
It doesn't, but you get a little zap, and you take 4 damage.
Ow, ow.
And unfortunately, they didn't go back on.
well, I reckon that's that.
You can close the doors and try to Mask that we were here in case anyone comes by.
Yeah, you guys shut the door, and it looks even a bit better shut than it was when you got up there.
All right. All right. Are we satisfied?
It's about midday, and what would you guys like to do? Do we want to wrap up here? Probably because Ethan's not here.
I'm okay with wrapping up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or if we can do a little bit more traveling until our next roll, just so we could say we moved those squares,
That's true.
and then come back in and be action.
Well, the risk involved is, as you guys are now closer to the suburban outskirts of Crescent City, each square that you move is going to take a random encounter chance. So do you want to do that without Ethan?
We could basically move to it and then do the random encounter chance.
That is true.
And
I'm
if
okay
it
with
turns-
that.
If it turns into combat, then we will stop there.
All right. Waiting to see what Liam's saying.
Oh.
Aw. Sad.
No.
It's extra sad now inside of there. Aw. I'm gonna move you back to the big map.
So I had to go slightly AFK. Did we set fire to the tank?
No.
It was voted that we would, because Ethan was still vroom vroom childlike inside of it, and you guys can't seem to get him out right now. You decided best to not set something on fire that Ethan was sitting inside of.
But since we're moving on, we're going to call this Schrodinger's bonfire until we can get him for a vote.
Yes, that works. If you guys get the vote, you lit it on fire.
Cool.
But that might, draw away from the
Other
whole we
thing.
weren't here factor thing that you tried to do with the other building.
Yeah, but it's in a building. The
Yeah.
smoke will be contained somewhat.
Totally. Things light on fire all the time.
Yeah. Lightning storm.
Speaking of fire and lightning storms and storms in general, Liam, you're not liking the look of those clouds. Ethan is a little too distracted thinking of how fun it would be to drive in that tank that may or may not still be around. But you are looking at those clouds and they are moving in faster. You had guessed it was about 3 hours before, but the way the wind has picked up, if there's rain coming, you're gonna guess it's gonna be here within the hour.
We need to find some shelter.
But feel free, we're actually going to, you know what, back you guys up one and then move you forward. So this will be where you guys move, and go ahead and roll that d20, because we miscalculated the size of this map.
20. Boop. 7. Probably an encounter.
All right, you guys continue on.
Ooh, no encounter. So we're walking through this area, these buildings and stuff, correct?
Yeah, so with that roll, you guys come up the main road, and as you top that, you see, let me change the map here. You come up at the top of a hill, and you kind of looking down, this is kind of what you see, not exactly, but you see a road with houses along either side. They look fairly well destroyed, but still shaped like homes.
Hmm.
And And it seems to travel that way, straight and around a curve as you look ahead. Houses on either side. It looks to be about 6 or 7 so far that you can see. And at the very back of where you guys can see, you see a hill with a slightly larger looking house off to the west, northwest. I'm all turned around now. But you
No.
you don't see
I
any
know.
people, Liam.
Well, this looks like shelter to me. Might have
Yes,
to
it does.
wait this rain out. Assuming there's no more ghouls in there, of course.
Don't jinx it.
No offense. Pharaohs, I mean.
I know what you mean.
All right, and we're gonna switch you to a map. Well destroyed, as in, very thoroughly, barely houses anymore to define for the Twitch viewers.
Yes.
And we're gonna move you to another map as you guys kind of walk down towards the town a little. Before entering into it, you see a sign that says "Welcome to Kemult." But ULT has been spray paint crossed out, and so it just says "Welcome to Chem." And on either side of the road, you can see tall wooden towers. Let's see if we can ping you where you're at. You can see tall wooden towers. Look like
I
some kind
can't
of
see a
guard tower.
goddamn thing.
Scroll down.
I'm at the bottom. I can't see a thing.
Huh. Right here?
Yes.
I don't even see that ping.
Oh, you might need to reload the page.
Yeah, it's either a reload page or zoom out.
Oh,
all the way
hey,
out.
there's a little sad face in the top corner of my screen. I'm going to reload my page.
Oh, that's what you're supposed to see? You're done now. Game over. Okay.
Anders instantly dies.
It's like the radiation finally got him.
I can see
The
things
electrical
now.
zap took him over the edge.
So you guys see the two wooden watchtowers. You don't see, from your viewpoint, you don't see anybody in either of them. But they are flanking the road on either side. And just beyond them, you see the outline of the first house off to your east.
Alright.
That's actually east now.
Yes, we are back right round. South is not
Hooray.
north, and north is not south. And I think that's where we'll end it, as you guys kind of take a deep breath and get ready to go through some tight quarters.
Yep, Bishop with his nice, well-cleaned shotgun now. Sawn off, but still. Good for close quarters. That does beg the question. You said it was slug ammunition in there. Does that take away the spread? I would assume it does.
So when I say slug, I mean whatever the default ammunition for that gun is.
Okay, so that would be like buckshot.
Oh my god, he came back just to say don't.
Whoa.
Just to say, give me my tank.
Y'all better bring my. Nah. I'm actually I'm done with dinner, so I'll stick around for however long until we're done.
I mean, we can keep going for another 15 minutes if you guys really want, but what everybody
Yes.
wants to know is, did you vote for lighting the tank on fire? You being in it and all.
I would not have.
So I guess we did not burn the tank.
Well, I mean, you guys can take an official 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vote. All in favor of burning tank.
It was just a suggestion.
With the removal of the markings, that tank can be actually a pretty good thing for, say, Withervale even. It's got holes for guns to poke out of, and it's pretty defensible.
Yeah, well, maybe we can grab it on the way back.
Not even us. We can just tell them where it is, even.
Well, we took a picture of it, so
All right.
they'll know.
Could be modified. Yeah.
Even that.
For adults.
Anybody know how an engine works?
I might know a thing or two.
I do.
Yes.
No, yeah, you know how pretty.
Yeah. You got the general gist, especially you, Ethan, being inside of it. They ain't no engine in that thing, so you ain't got to worry about that none. It's like Flintstone levels of modern
the implications
design.
of putting in an engine, but very like, oh, we could put an engine.
And maybe even hollowing out the big turret gun into an usable type turret gun.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure the heat would work very well in wood.
Be great.
I
Really
mean, they'd
good.
have to replace the barrel after every shot.
I wouldn't fire tank shells. Oh, and you'd be lucky to find them.
I'm even just thinking rockets.
You'd be lucky to find those.
I know a guy.
Alright, well, you're in a special case. Working for the biggest distributor of guns in the wasteland. I don't think little Withervale's gonna come upon
Yeah,
even
they
the money to
probably-
get those.
Yeah, and even if they had the money, they probably wouldn't pony up.
Exactly. But still, all in the barrel could allow them to even just fire a rifle down it.
Hmm. All right. So,
All right.
walking.
Or I'm looking to head into that nearest house.
All
It's
right.
about to rain soon.
How old and beat up do these wooden watchtowers look? Do they look like their original fixtures, or are they things that were installed?
They no. So the houses ahead of you, they have some siding left over. They look like not properly built houses, but standard suburban type houses. These guard towers look very, very kind of similar to the tank. It's all wood as far as you can tell. And they're not like swaying with the breeze, but they aren't terribly well kept. It looks like they've been a bit weathered. But you see a ladder up the backside of either of them, and no
Like
people as far as you
200
can tell.
years weathered, or
What did you say?
30? I said like 200 years weathered, or like 30 years weathered.
No, these do not look original. They
Okay.
probably wouldn't have sold this whole suburban safe life very well if you had giant wooden guard towers at the beginning of your gated community. No, the welcome sign that you guys see kind of in front of those guard towers right before you enter looks just, you see a happy family walking across the street to greet another happy family. And you just see some spray paint, some more of a slightly better drawn version of what you guys saw on the side of the tank as well. Like this.
Oh!
And for reference, this is what the other one looked like, if you guys want to see that again. Just so you can compare the two lovely artistic renderations.
Hmm. I don't know, it seemed like more and more that might have been a kid that was playing with that thing.
I don't think a kid could move that thing.
Roy Brown there singing.
Who said they did?
Thank you, Roy.
Yeah, I don't know. But what raider would care to take in a kid?
It didn't have pedals or anything, right? It was just kind of there.
Still around.
Ethan, you saw the kind of like an old school car window where you had to roll them down manually. You saw 2 of those on either side of the inside there.
Just some other people totally different. We're wondering
There were no such bellows.
Yeah, there are no Flintstone foothills on the bottom.
They like technology. And their gadgets.
But you guys want to proceed into this house? Liam and now Ethan, as he gets his head out of the distracted, want to drive the tank clouds, he kind of looks up at the clouds with you and is like, "Oh yeah, those don't look good." You're guessing it'll be on you in less than a half hour, if it's going to rain at all. You're hoping the wind will blow it, but it might not.
Keep a knocking by Louis Jordan's house. I like
Yeah,
it.
Better safe than sorry.
And it's about telling people to
Gotta take shelter, yo.
Oh, Louis.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
But don't forget that woman's words of warning. All these houses are probably trapped beyond hell.
And darkness.
I fire into it.
Seems safe.
I attack the darkness.
1218, all those flammable things you were looking for, it's this house. No,
Oh.
just kidding. Alright, so as you enter into this shoddily made house, you go up to the front door. And you see a whole lot of nothing, but lots of debris all over the floor. Makes sense, considering that, there's giant holes in the walls and the roof of this place. Especially this entrance area here. And you don't even encounter any furniture in here. But the door is wide open for you.
Encounter furniture.
And we'll just skip the theatrics. Whoa, okay.
That's many theatrics were skipped.
Ta-da! Coming in, you guys see that aside from that main entrance area, the roof seems fairly intact in most of the other rooms. The back door over this way. Ooh, sorry, stream. Can't see that. The back door over this way is blown out, though, and kind of dangling off of its hinges. But the roof seems mostly intact. You see a kitchen, what looks like a very tiny living room-ish place, and a lovely classic bedroom-bathroom combo. You know how they do in the tiny houses.
I guess we go in, we look around for stuff. Is any salvageable?
Who's looking where?
Who doesn't love some Louis Jordan? Am I right?
Is that a bookshelf?
Because Louis Jordan rules.
It is a bookshelf. It looks to house a lot of very weather-worn copies of some classic literature stuff. You're not finding anything of real interest in there. On the ground.
How would you know? Maybe Bishop likes to read.
Well, if you could read, you would try, but these don't smell so good. The pages are kind of stuck together. Most of the stuff on there, it doesn't look like any of that on the bookshelf is readable. But you do see a couple of magazines next to this chair over here, which I will whisper to you in a little bit. But as you guys start exploring the rest of the house, you notice some of the debris from the entrance area has blown in through here. The windows are very boarded up, and it actually looks like not terribly dusty in here, and almost like this table over here in the kitchen and the bed over here have been fairly recently used. There's no dust. It looks like there's a bunch of water bottles, and it looks like a pop bottle over in the kitchen there that actually still has some stuff in it. Over by the bathtub over there, you guys notice a medical kit that's pretty intact.
That's my.
And Liam squeaks for joy. And as you're over there running to the bathtub area to grab that, Liam, the wind rushes in and kind of slams the back door into its previous frame and then slams it back. And you can almost smell the incoming moisture in the air.
Oh, fuck.
And
Someone make a
12, 18,
barricade.
Upon hearing that,
door.
yeah, upon hearing that, it's like, is there a way to secure that door?
1218 has all the toolkits.
1218, how would you like to repair this door? Pretty much you do have all the toolkits, so you tell me what you want to do. And you can.
It depends. I guess carpenter's tools. 'Cause it would be more like fixing house stuff, I think.
Yeah. Tell me what you want it to look like. Are you just trying to close the door, or are you trying to use some of the...
I think for now, since you said that the storm is like going to be there within a half hour-ish, if that.
Yeah.
Just try to jam the hinges in place and maybe just like hammer it shut or whatever to keep the door shut and being ripped off when the thing comes through.
Gotcha. So
I can assist with carpenter's tools.
What? Assistance?
I can assist.
Okay, so assist. Assisting.
All right. Nice.
Didn't need it.
Anders, you
Done
go
this
to
before.
you go to help 1218, and 1218 just waves you away and says, "Go get table legs," and sends you off to go get some wood to help her. That was the help, or the help that he wanted. You crack off a couple table legs and start screwing in the hinges, and there is definitely no breeze coming through anymore. Good craftsmanship. You guys have a fairly secure building now to ride out the storm, and as you guys hammer in the last few nails, you hear on top of the somewhat metal patched roof, you hear tink, 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 as the rain starts dripping down. And I think that is where we will stop for the night, as you guys kind of see a darkness settle in. You know, it's only probably about 1, maybe 2 in the afternoon, but it's dark outside from the creek, the little peaks that you can see in between the cracks of the window. That rain brought with it some dark clouds, and the wind starts to pick up, and you guys are left kind of to your own thoughts as the rain kicks in and you are stuck in a house. For now. And I will let you know, Liam, you got your med kit. I will let you know what those 2 magazines are, Bishop. And you guys can also add 2 bottles of dirty water and a bottle of Nuka-Cola.
Let me add that into the food section. So 2 more bottles of dirty water and a Nuka-Cola.
And there is, this thing here is a fridge. So but it has a giant, ridiculous sized padlock on it. If one of you would like to try and unlock it, you're more than welcome to.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that sounds like an Ethan.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and take a whack at that. Not literally.
22.
Hey.
Nice.
Awesome. Can you roll me a d20 as well, and I will let you know what you find in there in addition to what's in there.
Alright.
Okay. Cool. Alright. Any questions or anything?
I'm set for questions.
That did you well.
It sure fucking did.
Let's see. I do have a question for the party. Anybody got proficiency in cooking tools?
Nope.
Anders does not cook. Anders makes food.
Because I am the big dumb and I still had a tool proficiency.
Ooh.
Does it make sense with your character? Then go for it.
Eh,
Can you
Enough.
make it make sense for your character?
yes.
Go for
Being
it.
on the road traveling. Someone has to cook.
I mean, cooking's not like, I don't know, class specific. It's like, do you want nice food? Do you want to make it yourself? Learn how to cook. Anyone could do that.
Now, I don't have the actual tools for cooking, but I have proficiency.
Yeah, cook's tools are one of those great ones for just for, pun intended, for flavor.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
You gotta make it savory.
Absolutely. It's just like my go-to tool proficiency is painter's tools always, because I'm just like, I set up my painter's kit and I start painting something. Let's fuck it.
Middle of combat doesn't matter.
Matters a little bit, but
I want to paint this epic battle scene.
That's why music always works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
wait, I forget who has the shotgun.
Bishop.
Cool, good.
And I don't know how many rounds of ammunition we got. We will find that out soonish.
Never. Literally never.
In fact, we lost the one round of ammunition that we already had.
Bishop wouldn't allow that.
All right, I'm gonna stop
Woohoo!
the stream, and you guys can talk more as you want to. But thank you for joining in. Real quick before we do end, do we have any kudos to give for your extra experience? And this includes Twitch too. Anybody really enjoy any role-playing moments? Any moments of coolness that you'd like to remark on?
To elaborate a little bit further, Kudos is a system that we use to encourage players to recognize each other, much as DMs recognize using inspiration. Okay, no more spiel. Okay. Basically, you liked something, say it in chat, we award XP.
Oh, and Bishop, go ahead and mark inspiration if you don't already have it for doing the recap.
Not a problem, yeah. Got it. Yeah, that's actually one of the things that I was going to bring up is, Anders actually remembering to take a picture of the tank.
I want to say Ethan's Let's Roll Out.
I like that Anders has just been the weapon scrounger. He found the baseball, but he found the shotgun.
I mean, a lot of things are hidden behind radiation, and we got two people in the party that don't really need to deal with that.
Yep. But yeah, remembering the Polaroid for the dog.
Definitely.
Which I think is more of what Richard was inferring to.
That's a little summing it up. Resolving the dog.
Resolve. Sometimes you just gotta resolve the dog.
Yeah, it just can't sit in stasis forever, you know?
There, I clarified.
All right. So we got 120 experience for each of you, and then Ethan, Anders, and Liam, go ahead and take an extra 50 experience points.
Does it count as kudos if 1218 is just being 1218 and by just generally being awesome at everything?
If you tell me what specifically 1218 did that was so awesome, yes. What was quintessential 1218?
Well, just the whole thing with the cryo chambers and then the immediate crit on the back door repair. It's like
Oh yeah, definitely.
1218 being 1218. Hello?
Kudos for crit on carpenter's tools. I'll throw mine in.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing how to use Anders properly with that, I think we can...
Don't use me.
I believe you ran to go break that off of there for your new little robot friend.
He's not... Well, it's not the best at the fighting part of things, but give him things to fix, and there you go.
Gross.
Well, I mean, I would imagine 1218 probably would have reached for that bat first. I mean, it was the nearest piece of wood to secure the door. So, be happy it didn't go for that.
Well, if it was a crit and 1218 was manipulating Anders, it was so good that he didn't even notice it was happening.
What did Bishop do?
Don't you touch my baseball bat.
Bishop didn't do a whole lot other than shoot things.
There were no people for Bishop to interact with.
Yeah. But Bishop is definitely interested in reading material, so I'm happy we got a couple of magazines.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to stop the stream. You guys can feel free to keep chatting if you like. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good night.
I've got to dark